everybody. This is James Reeves giving you all the picks each week in the NFL. Last week was the last week of the NFL season. Week 17 is over. We had some huge title games, a lot of excitement in the league. We'll go ahead and review that. My biggest surprise was the Chargers losing to the Chiefs and their backup quarterback, Chase Daniels. All the Chargers had to do was win, and they're in the playoffs. And they couldn't get the job done, which is a real surprise. Thanks to their loss, Baltimore is into the playoffs. They didn't go last year, and 2012 they're the Super Bowl champions. So I'm sure they're really excited. Lots of things happening in the league right now. We'll go ahead and talk about these coaches. Jim Harbaugh with 49ers, they parted ways. Just got a huge offer from Michigan to be the highest paid college coach in all of college football. So he hasn't taken the job yet, but he for sure parted ways. He's going to get paid about $8 million a year. Saban was only getting paid $7 million with Alabama. So that's a lot of money. We'll see what happens with him. Chicago Bears cleaning house. First, they fired their GM. He was there for 3 years. And then their head coach, Mark Trestman, he's only been there 2 years, and he's already been fired. The main reason was not because of the record of 5-11. It was because how he was losing games. Every time they played a winning team, they were not competitive at all. And just the defense was, in that 2-year span he was coach, that defense was the worst defense in Chicago Bear history in that 2-year span. So that was definitely one of the main reasons they had to get rid of him. And they're going to start fresh. So lots of changes going to happen in Chicago. Jets, same way. Parted ways with their GM and head coach. Rex Ryan is out the door. He was there 6 years. Just wasn't doing very good with the team. Wasn't him taking it to the next level like it was supposed to. And they're going to start over. So, one big coach change was Atlanta Falcons. Mike Smith got fired. Another rough season. 2 straight rough seasons for him. 6-10. He's been there for 7 years. He took over in 2008 and drafted Matt Ryan. And took him to the playoffs 4 times in the 7 years. But just wasn't getting the job done the past 2 years. And they're ready for a change, so he's out the door also. So lots of movement with coaches. We had some big games last week. Steelers beat the Bengals, the last game of the season. They clinched the AFC North title, so congratulations to them. The Packers beat the Lions. They clinched the NFC North title. Big surprise, Panthers clinched the NFC South title for the 2nd year straight. That's never happened in the NFC South. They also did it with a losing record. Only the 2nd time in NFL history that's ever happened. Seahawks did it in 2010. They have a record of 7-8 and 1 tie. So they're in the playoffs. And speaking of playoffs, we'll go ahead and start the wild card round. Our first game is the Carolina Panthers. Arizona's coming to town. So it's a hard one to choose. Arizona has won 4 more games than Carolina. So I think it might be a surprise, but I'm sticking with Carolina here. This is because they've been playing real good the past 4 weeks. They've won all 4 of their last 4 games. So they're pretty hot right now. This rushing game has been tearing up, doing a great job in rushing. And this defense has become the 10th ranked defense in the entire NFL. And that's the big key there, is Ryan Lindley, the 3rd string quarterback for the Cardinals. He's leading this team, and he's got to face this number 10 defense. And I'm thinking this number 10 defense anytime over a 3rd stringer. Plus, there should be some bad weather, and that rushing game will come into play. And they're ranked 7th in rushing. Cardinals are 2nd to last, 31st in the league in rushing. So that's a big part of it. It's in Carolina. So I'm picking the 7-win team of the Panthers to win. their first game of the playoffs. Our next game is the one we've seen many times. We see them each year, sometimes 3 a year, and it'll be 3 a year this year. And that is the Baltimore Ravens playing the Steelers. Always a big game no matter what. No matter what the record is or how they're playing, when they face each other, it's always smash mouth football, and everybody loves it. And this game should be no different. It's a playoff game. Everybody will be playing their hearts out. I'm picking the Steelers here. And Steelers, I think, usually have their number. Steelers, Big Ben, Antonio Brown, an amazing receiver, just doing a fantastic job with his team. And that receiver against the backfield of the Ravens should be a great day for Antonio Brown for sure. And then Le'Veon Bell, the second best running back in the NFL. I think he's number one for sure. Fantastic player. This three-headed monster should get the job done. They've been real hot. They beat the Bengals last week to get 11-5 record, win that division title. So they're doing real good. It's in Pittsburgh. Joe Flacco hasn't been playing his best football here lately. The only thing they have going for him is his defense is doing pretty good, but this backfield is terrible. Injuries. Steelers should get this job done. I'm going Steelers. All right, our Sunday games. It's the Bengals against the Colts. This is my tough pick of the week. We never know what Andy Dalton's going to show up. He's a great quarterback. He's been in the NFL for 4 years, and he's taken the Bengals to the NFL all 4 years. So an amazing job to him. So congratulations. Something Carson Palmer could never do with the Bengals, or anybody else for that matter. 4 years straight playoffs, but the only thing, he's lost every single playoff game. 0-3, and I think it will be no different this time. He's just not good in primetime football. When they rely on him most, he usually fails them. And they relied on him last week to beat the Steelers to get a title, and he couldn't do it. Threw a couple interceptions, and that's the main reason, turnovers. You know, even with the Colts, they haven't been playing the best, but Andrew Luck, still the number one passer in the NFL, most passing yards, second-ranked offense. It's in Indianapolis, so turnovers is key. And anybody will tell you, turnovers kills games. And I think this Colts is going to focus on this Bengals rushing attack. They will box that rushing and make Andy Dalton throw. And that usually ends up in some turnovers. You got the number one passer on your team. Colts should get this one done for sure. Should be a close game. I can't wait to watch it. But I'm picking Colts at home. And in our last wildcard game, it's Detroit Lions against the Cowboys. Now, this is the easiest pick I've had this week, and I'm going with the Cowboys. They're the hottest team in the playoffs right now. They've been doing an awesome job. DeMarco Murray is just unstoppable. The number one rusher in the league. And that'll be a big part of why they win this game. Lions, even though they have the second-ranked defense, we watched Green Bay last week get run over by Eddie Lacy and James Starks in the first half for sure. So I think they'll expose them. They'll run all over them, I think. That says how good DeMarco Murray is. And Tony Romo should do a good job. They don't have to rely everything on him. So that'll be a big reason why he doesn't make so many mistakes. This Lions offense has just been doing a terrible job. Even with winning, there have been ugly wins, and they just haven't been playing like a playoff team. And they lost to Green Bay last week. I think for sure the Cowboys get this one done. It's also down in Texas. So I think the Cowboys should get this one done. And that's the 4 games we have on the wild card playoff. So we'll see what happens. I'll be keeping my record. And I will see you guys next week. Big week. It's divisional playoffs. And we'll review what happens this week with the wild card, and we'll talk about the division games next week. So thank you guys for watching. It's been real great, and I'll see you guys next week.